Chanakya didn't just build empires. He knew exactly who was standing behind him with a dagger.
The most fatal threat to your operational stability isn't a declared adversary that is massing outside the walls. The true threat is a compromised node already operating inside your trusted network. Over 2 millennia ago, an ancient political strategist named Chanakya, also known as Kautilya, wrote the definitive manual on statecraft and empire building. Yet his most ruthless and applicable analysis was not actually about empires. He mapped the mechanics of interpersonal relationships and social survival. Today, we are opening the Kautilya files to perform a forensic dissection of the fake friend. We are abandoning generic moral platitudes. Instead, we will isolate the exact behavioral contradictions that signal a relational threat in your immediate circle. By detailing the granular mechanics of betrayal, we can identify our own structural vulnerabilities before they are exploited. Surviving modern social networks requires treating a personal betrayal not as a tragic emotional surprise, but as a predictable mechanical system failure. The first threat profile Chanakya identifies is the asymmetric link. He established a strict rule against forming core alliances with people significantly above or below you in status. This is not a matter of financial classism. Chanakya argues that mental equality is the only true baseline for a functional alliance. Without mental parity, the connection inherently breeds parasitic exploitation or eco-clashes, regardless of any shared background or history. This vulnerability leads us to the second threat profile, utilizing Chanakya's most famous analogy, the pitcher of poison with milk on top. Look at the left side. A true ally interacts with the host node by creating a blue friction spark. They provide necessary friction, pointing out errors and correcting the host. The Trojan friend relies on a masking agent of uncritical agreement. On the right side, the Trojan bypasses that friction entirely, wrapping the host node in a smooth, suffocating outer ring. Once that ring is established, the Trojan executes its secondary, hidden output, systematically isolating the host from other trusted nodes and family members. The sweetness and flattery are specifically deployed to ensure the host willingly accepts this isolation. Zero friction in a relationship does not indicate deep loyalty. It is a masking agent for a Trojan preparing to dismantle your support system. Once a threat is fully embedded inside your system, it will eventually execute one of 3 specific catastrophic breaches. Breach 1 is the betrayal of gratitude, the act of biting the hand that fed the node. This specific threat consumes your resources and kindness to elevate itself. Once it gains power, it attacks the very source of its rise. Breach 2 is the betrayal of trust, what Chanakya refers to as the smile while stabbing. This breach extracts your uncurated vulnerabilities, taking the private truths you shared in confidence and deploying them as social leverage or public ammunition. The damage from this breach extends beyond reputation. It destroys your internal capacity to feel safe when opening up to others. Breach 3 is crisis abandonment. This node vanishes the exact moment your system is under stress, whether that pressure is financial, emotional, or social. Their previous display of loyalty was not genuine support. It was public relations, a costume worn only when the weather was pleasant. Chanakya formulated an absolute, unforgiving rule regarding these 3 specific breaches. These breaches are not lapses in judgment or simple mistakes. They are character algorithms executing exactly as intended. Forgiving any of these 3 breaches is not an act of moral high ground. It is a voluntary and catastrophic security failure that actively invites repeat attacks. Now we transition from diagnosing the threat to establishing the active defense protocol. How do we harden the network? Chanakya's first protocol is preemptive severance. You must cut the link the moment a node shows vicious conduct or impure vision. Waiting for the toxic payload to deliver before cutting the cord guarantees structural ruin. The second defense protocol is strategic honesty. Here, Chanakya offers a counterintuitive warning. Straight trees are chopped down first. Total, naive transparency is a massive liability in a competitive environment. This does not mean you abandon honesty and become a liar. It means protecting your roots. You must not run your finances, your plans, or your relationships as an open-source database for everyone to read. An honest person respects your privacy, but a dishonest node will trait your naive openness as a direct attack vector. You must actively demand mental parity in your connections, embracing the friction provided by true allies. This defensive architecture remains highly relevant today. It links directly to bedrock history, proving human nature operates exactly as it did thousands of years ago. When the red flags of a Trojan appear, you must starve your fear, execute the cut, and secure your network to survive the